Well, they look like they're enjoying it. We are putting that recipe on the web, and after the show, we are going to be drawing for Lydia's Common Sense Italian Cooking Cookbook. You can take it home with you. She's a popular gal. Please welcome Bryce Wild here live in our studio.
Thank you.
He's wild.
Thank you.
Natural health. You love her.
I love her. Anytime I turn on that show, I'm locked. I'm glued in there. You know. And
that's a good vote of confidence.
And to support what she's talking about, more research has just come out recently about saturated fats. We shouldn't be as concerned about them.
Really?
Yeah, we shouldn't be as concerned about. Use a little bit of butter once in a while. Use the eggs, or they're in and out, but the lecithin, in particular, some of the vitamin A found within the egg yolk, and the choline and so forth, incredible for the body. So the egg white, by the way, there's just as much protein in the egg white as there is in egg yolk.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that whole egg white fat is really done.
I eat the whole thing. I eat the whole
absolutely.
egg.
6
but
to
I
8
also
a
do
week.
egg whites.
Healthy.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyway.
They're great stuff. We want to talk about circulation. Why is circulation important, except aside from the fact that my hands and feet are freezing?
Always cold. Well, that's sometimes that's a person by person thing. You want to check with your doctor about Raynaud's, which is really locking up a peripheral vascular, and that,
okay, now I'm scared.
Closing down of your fingers will turn color. These are real conditions. You want to talk to your doctor about. Sometimes check thyroid, but this is more of a personality thing. Here's the deal. We have an obesity epidemic. We know that. There's no new news around that. But you know what? Certain people who are, let's say, thin or well-framed, also there is an epidemic going on, which is a circulatory issue. There are varicose veins that are epidemic. There's edema or pooling of water in the periphery that's epidemic. And why is that? Because we're all commuters. We all sit on planes, trains, and automobiles for way too long, and we go to our office and sit for 8 hours. So that's what we're talking about here today is how do we improve, in particular, the circulation from our periphery, our lower legs, up to the heart.
So obesity and sitting, these are all things that are they're going to be bad for our circulation.
Absolutely.
How do we
There's predisposition, genetic predisposition to this as well, of course. Well, just to give you an idea, first of all, what's happening. So the heart, when it pumps, most of us know that blood goes to the periphery, goes to organs, it goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's important. That's important, essential to life. But it's got to get back. It's got to get back to the lungs to reoxygenate. It's got to get back to the heart so the heart can repump it.
That's why it's called a circulatory system.
That's right, circulatory, exactly. When it pools or when it stagnates, let's say, in the veins, because veins use valves. And valves allow blood to pump through the veins, and then they shut, so that blood doesn't fall back down.
Right.
So those valves are key. They're always up and down like this. When those valves either separate from either a thinning wall or they simply become lax or damaged, then this is how your veins tend to look. They will bulge out and protrude. And we know that, of course, is the more common varicose veins. But 30% of the population suffer from varicose veins. Furthermore, if there's stagnation or pooling and that blood's not coming back up, you can develop things like DVT, or it's an acronym for deep vein thromboses. That happens in about 1 in 1,000 people or even more. That's when you're throwing clots into the lungs in potential cases, so that's from traveling on planes, for example. Those are predisposed. Over the age of 80, by the way, it goes up to 1 in 100. And that's deadly. So that's really important to look at.
So it's not just about having ugly legs.
It's not. But those unsightly varicose veins, there are things we can do about those. And the spider veins, by the way, of the world. Those are the superficial. They're smaller, but same thing's happening. The blood is pooling in those areas. Inflammation, that's another name of the game. Inflammation is occurring in the vessels, and that's causing them to weaken and get lax. And then that's ultimately what we don't like to see.
Let's talk about some natural cures for some of this, or treatments for some of this. What have you got for us?
Because there are those out there. Well, first of all, keeping a healthy circulatory system. If there's a vitamin, antioxidant that everyone should take today that we're all probably very low in, it's ubiquinol, special form of coenzyme Q10. This helps those individuals, by the way, if they're on a cholesterol-lowering drug, you have to take this. You must take this because this cholesterol-lowering drug will rob your body of it. So coenzyme Q10, 100 milligrams every single day.
We're actually going to give that away to the audience.
Everyone in the audience is getting one of those.
Everyone is going to take home the Innovate PO-Q10 to help you with your circulation.
And you got to be taking that, folks. So I'm always scouring the planet for what's new and great. And the National Research Council here in Canada is doing incredible research on delivering antioxidants, vitamins, anti-inflammatory agents that come from food, natural substances, through your skin, transdermal. The system is called Delivra. It's really important to keep note of, because this will show up on creams in the future that are, pharmaceutical, that we want to get through our skin better than through our, oral system, because that has to bypass the liver. It's not so good. Anyways, they're doing this for natural substances as well. There's one on the market right now called Live Relief, and they use the Delivra system, and this works for varicose veins and spider veins. And so it's using amazing.
That on
and you rub that on.
It helps to make them go down.
It helps them go away.
Really?
It literally helps them go away. So what's getting through the skin, there's rutin, bioflavonoids, for example, horse chestnut, okay, which is a real natural remedy,
okay,
and all kinds of other natural anti-inflammatory, herbs and so forth through the skin.
Very
and
nice.
one of them that comes from the pith, actually, of in an orange. And we got to remember not to sort of peel this white stuff off, because this is really healthy for us, by the way, this white stuff.
You're supposed to eat that?
You're supposed to eat this stuff.
It doesn't taste good.
It's very bitter.
Okay.
But it's anti-cancerous, and so they're
using... Do I look sold? I don't know. I just want to eat the stuff inside.
So peel the essence off maybe, but start to get used to that white pith, because that's very, very healthy for you.
Yeah, try it. Well, it's not that bad. Okay, we also have liver relief, varicose vein cream, as well as pain relief cream for everyone in the audience. So it'll make them go away.
It really does. Liver relief works.
That's a big deal.
They're also doing stuff for pain cream and so forth. And this, I love this for traveling. So folks,
look at how sexy these are.
When you're traveling,
take a shot of that.
To lower the incidence of this DVT, this traveler, that is a man. There's men and women. It's rated, by the way. Your doctor will tell you which one's best for you if you already have this edema, peripheral swelling.
Okay.
So these are really tight. And these are tight for a reason. Why? Because when you fly, or you're commuting in a long distance in a car, and you're sort of this angle, your feet are locked up, and they're holding all that water, and they're developing worse varicose veins. They're really tight. You feel how tight that is around your...
This will save me.
High five. Yeah, and the sock. No, not add the sock. And the sock. If he had varicose veins, this would work. This would help him.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
Anyway, so use that. Put the liver relief cream on there first, and then this. And then if you've got the money to spend, you can buy these some specialty stores. There's something called eye squeeze.
Come on over here.
If you have.
Tell me what's happening. What's your name?
If you've got peripheral edema.
Stella, look, we convinced you to put your legs in this weird thing.
Right?
Okay, what's happening?
All we're going to do is we're going to push a few buttons here, and you feel that? It's called an eye squeeze. What does that feel? It's pretty tight, right?
Yes.
Does it hurt?
No, it just feels really, really, really weird.
So, if you had edema or swelling in the lower ankles, you know that by pushing down and there would be leaving an indentation, or let's say you take your socks off and there'd be ridges. This machine, or something equivalent to that, for example, like massage, getting an RMT masseuse to get fluid and circulation back up to the heart.
Moving it around.
Otherwise, the heart always wins. It'll pump things down, and it often won't get back up. How does that feel now that you got used to that?
It's not bad.
Not bad,
I can get
right?
used to this.
Get used to that.
It's sort of like a little calf massage, right?
Exactly, and just pushing the circulation back up to the heart, so the heart, has some aid essentially in this delivery.
Well, try out the products that we gave you away in the show. Let us know what you think. Thank you for that. Good lesson.
Pleasure.
Let's go to break. We've got more.